Hello and welcome to an album a day, going through my vinyl collection, an album a day or so. Yesterday I said that you will not believe today's album, and you won't. Or you will, and I'm wrong, and I'll live. But something completely different from my collection. This is a soundtrack that I happened to find brand new, sealed, while I was in California to attend the Grand Bonnet Band concert at the Whiskey A Go Go, opening for Mark Mendoza. Conrad played guitar for both bands. Absolutely incredible show, incredible night. Can't wait for the DVD to come out. And it's, I'm not big on live music being recorded, but I will say it's different when you're there, right? So I was a part of that experience, and I'm looking forward to reliving that when that comes out. But while I was there, I wanted to go to, however many record stores I could. As it turned out, I had time for one. And I already went over The Mask, where I found my second copy of that there. I also found this little gem, untouched, from 1975. Laurel and Hardy, boom, Sons of the Desert. This is a really interesting thing to find a 1975 album, especially one as obscure as this sealed, was pretty incredible. This is the actual soundtrack from the movie. So music, dialogue, it's got the lion roar at the beginning, full orchestra, and then them talking. It's a really cool. Surprising how crackly it is, since this was a sealed copy, but I'm sure that static gets picked up. It doesn't have to be, out and about for that to happen. But it's really cool, both sides, the full soundtrack. And for some reason, it's noted on here that some people feel that this is the best movie that they ever made. I don't remember this movie. I'm sure I've seen it when I was young. I was 3 when it came out. I was a big Laurel and Hardy fan. My favorite was Babes in Toyland. Especially, with the soldiers marching and everything, just absolutely coming to life and amazing. But yeah, this is a really cool album, and this is on Mark 56. I could have looked at this, Mark 56 Records, the only one that I have on that label. I'm sure they are long gone. So we get that. I don't think there was any insert, but then I always say that, and so often I find out I'm wrong, as you have seen on so many of these episodes. There is no insert at all. That's right, and that was never a good idea. The album rubbing up against the paper itself, probably just not the best thing to do, but this is original motion picture soundtrack, and here we have on the back some shots of them in the studio and stuff. A little bit of history on the film. Really cool. There's no songs to go over per se, because it's really just the movie soundtrack being recorded. Very beautifully done. The sound on it's really good. The dialogue is clear. The orchestra is clear. It's very well mixed. I have to say, I'm very impressed with it. But an interesting thing about this trip, while I was out there, and any of you guys who watch Step by Step or many other things with this actress might know, after I stopped at the record store, I knew I had quite a drive to get to my hotel, and I was hungry. I thought, well, I'm going to get a nice lunch while I'm out and about. And so I stopped at this place across the street from the record store, and I saw this lady at this table, and there was a bunch of people there. All the attention seemed to be focused on her, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I recognize her. And looked up Step by Step and the cast, because I wanted to be sure who I thought she was, and it actually was Patricia Darbo, who was the sister or cousin of Suzanne Summers on the show. I can't remember, but she worked in the hair salon, and she was there. And I mean, it's many years later, recognized her. She was very bubbly and all that. And after she left and I had finished my lunch, I was getting ready to leave, and I thought, I'm going to be mad at myself if I don't find out if I was right. So I went up to the table, because the rest of the people were still there. She had left. And I asked, I said, I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm just very curious. It'll bug me forever if I don't ask you guys. I said, was that Patricia Darbo that was here with you guys earlier? And they said yes. And it turns out she frequents that restaurant every week. And I thought that was really cool. So I reached out to the ladies that do the Step by Step Rewatch podcast, Keenan and Lake and Give You Deja Vu, and I let them know where she could be found. And shortly after they interviewed her, I don't know if they had a different contact with her, but either way, it was very cool that all came together. And it was just, it seems like whenever you go to LA, there's always some random celebrity sighting, and all the time that I lived there, I went to these red carpet events and was there with celebrities. I went to a party hosted by Cameron Diaz, and apparently she was standing behind me for about 30 minutes, and I never even noticed her. I was focused on directors, producers, people I needed to interact with, which is why I was going to those events, and just rarely ever saw a celebrity, even though I was at events with quite a few of them. So kind of an interesting thing. And a lot of times you'll go to LA, even in the most obscure area, because they live all over, and they go to lunch and shopping and everything just like everybody else. So yeah, it was kind of just a neat random moment, and I'm a fan of the Step by Step show and watched that growing up and the podcast and everything. So it was just kind of a neat thing the way it all came together. But anyway, Laurel and Hardy, guys, check it out. I have to go watch this movie, see if I remember it. But the soundtrack is really cool. Those guys always did a great job. Classic comedy that doesn't really exist anymore, and I think these guys are basically the original Odd Couple as far as I can tell. So anyway, completely random. Tomorrow I will be back with an album you will believe. See you tomorrow, guys. Have a great day. Cheers.